guys want to know a simple one-word script that'll shut down any timeshare presentation? You ready? It's the word time. That's it. Time. If you are in a 90-minute presentation, what I want you to do is at the 90-minute mark, I want you to say time. So if you know anything about me, my name is Chris and I'm with TimeshareRenters.com. And I have clients that rent out their timeshare or their getaway weeks for passive income. I don't have an issue with people getting a timeshare. The timeshare itself is not a problem for me. But what I don't like is deceit in the industry. When it comes to the timeshares, it's a very tricky industry because you have a level of deceit that starts really from the resorts. Number one, saying, hey, come to this presentation. It's going to be 90 minutes. And the presentations, timeshare presentations, are typically, on average, usually 4 hours long. So they're a bit longer than 90 minutes, which will be an hour and a half. And then when they target these presentations, they typically will say, okay, you get free food, you get a gift certificate, or you get some kind of a voucher or things of that nature. So many people that are going to these presentations are actually going for the gift. They're not going to be sold a timeshare. I don't agree with that. I think that the resorts should change their method. And then another thing is that once they do sell the timeshare, in my opinion, it's overpriced. The average timeshare is $30,000 for anybody that doesn't know when sold by a resort. So I'm not talking about the aftermarket. I'm talking about when you're initially sold a timeshare at the resort, the average timeshare is $30,000. So let's just think about the timeshare owner's frustration that many timeshare owners have. So you're on vacation. You see a solicitation for a presentation. You go down to this presentation. You're going to get free food. It's only going to be 90 minutes. And if you go, then you're going to get some kind of reward, be it a gift certificate, a cruise voucher, a Disney voucher, be it money. And then what happens when you go, the presentation is usually a lot longer than 90 minutes. Like I say, on average, it's 4 hours. You have an aggressive salesman or saleswoman. It doesn't end up as pleasant as you initially thought it would be. And then you end up with the most expensive gift certificate or Disney voucher or whatever the gift is ever. And so most people, let's say, for example, you get a $30,000 timeshare or a $20,000, or they talk you down and you get a $15,000 timeshare. Most people don't have disposable income to where they can spend $15,000 up front or $30,000, $20,000. I myself, you don't have it to the point where you can just let go of it on a snap decision. So many people end up putting down a down payment. They end up financing the timeshare. They place a down payment. They have to do it up front. And then you're left with a monthly mortgage, which is in addition to your annual maintenance fees to the resort. So here you are. You're not even expecting to buy a timeshare. You're going down to a presentation because of the reward that you want, and then you're sold a timeshare. I don't agree with that. I don't know. I personally don't know why the resorts do this. I don't know why the resorts do this. I do not agree with this method. If I'm the resort, yes, sell timeshare. But here's what I would tweak if I'm the resort. Number one, you should target your presentations to people who are already interested in real estate, people that are already renting. If you're somebody who's already renting your house or your vacation property, then you're already used to certain levels of upkeep, whether it be cutting the grass, whether it be you have an HOA that you have to pay, the depreciation on furniture after a certain amount of renters, especially if you have a vacation rental where it's multiple people that rent your time throughout the month. your furniture is going to be depreciating a lot faster, so you have to keep up with that. You have to buy new furniture periodically. Um, you have to periodically repaint the walls, or if there's damage, carpet cleanup, just things of that nature. That's physical upkeep that you have to do. Whereas when you have a timeshare, you have your maintenance fees that you have to pay for, but you yourself are not. You're able to rent something in which you yourself have minimal upkeep over. So somebody may say, well, a timeshare, don't you only have like 1 week out of the year? That's not really going to earn much money. And you know what I would say to you is you are 1,000% correct. Renting out your deeded time alone is not going to get you any passive income. You are correct. But when you become a timeshare owner, you have access to certain exchange companies in which you can purchase what are called getaway weeks. So getaway weeks, for those that don't know, are basically extremely, extremely, extremely discounted weeks. And when I mean extremely, I mean extremely. So if you go on a site like Expedia and you see a week at, let's just say, the Grand View Las Vegas, I'm just going to use that for an example, or a Hilton Grand Vacation Club, and you say, man, this is beautiful. This is a condo style unit. It's got a 2-bedroom. It's got a washer and dryer. It's got a living room that's in addition to the 2 bedrooms. It has a jacuzzi tubs. It's as if you're walking in the condo. And let's say the rate on Expedia is, let's say $2,500. You can very well get that same exact getaway week for like $300. You understand? So now you can rent it to somebody where you can actually charge them a price that's less than what they see on the market. Expedia, Hotwire, Priceline, Travelocity, hotels.com. And so it's like a win-win situation. The renter is saving money in regards to what they see on the market. You're earning money. So it's a win-win. And that's literally what we do. That's what we do here at Timeshare Renters. So yes, if you're thinking, well, just 1 week of the year, that's not going to earn passive income. You're right. But in order for you to get getaways, you have to have a timeshare first. If you could walk directly up to these exchange companies off the street and join them, I would say do that. And then the name the name of our company probably wouldn't be Timeshare Renters. It would be Getaway Week Renters. But in order for you to get these getaway weeks, in order for you to join that club or fraternity, if so to speak, or sorority, so to speak, you have to first have a timeshare. That's the key to get you into the club. So going back to my initial point in regards to the way that the resorts sell the timeshare, I don't like the way that they do. I just don't, because it's a hoodwink type process. You're the bulk of the people that are getting their first timeshare really are getting it for something else. They're getting it for the reward that they were promised. If I'm the resort, my presentations are only going to be geared to people that are already interested in real estate, whether they're already renting or they're interested in renting. That's my whole target base. The cost of the timeshare I would bump down. I'd probably make it $5,000, $2,500. Well, that would be the cost. I think that the resorts are charging too much. So that's why you have a lot of people that start off when they get their timeshare, they really start with buyer's remorse, and then now there's a huge distrust in the industry. So one way to clean that up is you can continue the presentation, but target the right people. Tell them how long it really takes. If you're targeting the right people, they're not going to care if they sit through a 4-hour presentation. But if you are hoodwinking people and dangling a carrot in front of a rabbit and saying, hey, if you want to get this carrot, you just got to sit through 90 minutes, and then it's 4 hours to get the carrot, and then the rabbit finds out, this is not just a carrot. This is also this is something that I got to pay, and I can't afford what it really costs, so I have to put a down payment on it, and then I got to make monthly payments for it. It can leave people with a bad taste, and quite frankly, I completely understand. So I think a lot of the distrust in the timeshare industry starts from the resorts. Do it the right way. Clean it up. Tell them exactly what to expect, and you, it'll really help clean up the industry. So what happens is here's what happens. This is literally what happens. And if you know anybody who owns a timeshare, they'll tell you this. You have two far extremes of timeshare owners: people that love their timeshare and people that hate their timeshare. And I say this all the time. There's really not much in the middle. So the people that hate their timeshare are just think from their perspective. First of all, they typically weren't even supposed to be sold the timeshare. They went to a presentation, and they were told that they were going to get a gift, and then they ended up meeting a very aggressive either salesman or saleswoman, and so on and so forth. So now the second part about it is, once they get the timeshare, now you got these scam companies that'll call you, and I mean every single day. They will call you, and what they're trying to get you to do is sign up with them so that they can run away and you never hear from them again. And they literally, in the contract that they have, it'll say that the sale or rental of a timeshare is not guaranteed. It's crazy. So some people will say, hey, beware of the upfront companies. No, what you want to do is beware of the scam companies, because at timeshare renters, we charge up front as well. The gas station charges up front. McDonald's charges up front. If you go to buy clothes, any retail company is going to charge up front. The vending machine is going to charge up front. So the resort in which you got your timeshare from is an upfront company. You had to make the down payment or purchase the timeshare up front. You pay your maintenance fees up front every year before you use it. So it's not about it being an upfront company, but what you want to look for is if the company is a scam. And so one symptom is constant call, like harassment. They will literally call you every single day, and they'll try to force you to join. They'll give you some high evaluation. They'll say, hey, I could sell your timeshare. And they'll tell you that your timeshare is worth $30,000, $50,000, or they'll tell you that they can rent your timeshare for $5,000 for a week. Just big numbers to try to get you gassed up. So if you could think of the timeshare owner's frustration, first they went to let's think about it. First they went to a presentation in which they really weren't looking to purchase a timeshare. Then now they get the timeshare. Now they're obligated, like they have their credit report is on the line. They have to make these monthly payments, or else it'll be dings on their credit report. Then to add insult to injury, they're being called constantly to try to sell their timeshare or exit out of their timeshare, and then many end up getting scammed because these are good salesmen and saleswomen, and and it's hard for you to get your money back when you've signed a contract that says that the sale or rental of a timeshare is not guaranteed. One thing, just a quick side note, with let me plug my business here. Timeshare renters, we never make cold calls. If my membership, if you speak to me, you've either seen a video like this or word of mouth advertisement. You might know somebody who's a client of mine. And if my membership is an issue, I'll actually tell you, hey, we're not the company, or this isn't the right time. Because if I have a rental offer for you, like right now, I have some of my rental vendors, they're booking up for Super Bowl of 2024, sorry, is February 11th of 2024. So I have vendors that are booking up time that's around that time, whether it's February 10th through 17th, anything that encompasses the Super Bowl, it's going to be in Vegas. So I can very well have an offer for you really immediately. And if you've exhausted, your bottom dollar on my membership, you're not going to be able to purchase the getaway week to satisfy the renter. And if you've exhausted, most importantly, if you've exhausted your bottom dollar on my membership, I don't want to take any food off of your table. So anyway, going back to to the timeshare owner's frustration. Again, you have people who love their timeshare, people that hate their timeshare. When it comes to the people that hate their timeshare, a lot of times they're kind of stuck in this rut, and they've been on a roller coaster from the very beginning, and a lot of it starts from the resorts. To be honest with you, I don't know why they sell the timeshares in that fashion. I don't know why they do the hoodwink process of, dangling a carrot and telling, hey, if you sit through the 90 minutes, you'll get this reward. They should target people that are already interested in real estate. They should bump the price of the timeshare down to where people aren't really needing to finance and be obligated to a monthly mortgage. If people are putting down $2,500 down payments and $5,000 down payments, that should be the cost of the timeshare. And these are steps that will clean up the industry. I promise. I don't know why the resorts don't do this. I do not know why. So now you say, okay, well, what about the people that love their timeshare? Well, you got people that might have gotten the timeshare. Maybe it was inherited to them, so they don't have a monthly mortgage. The timeshare is already paid off. One of our services is, if you want to take over a timeshare, I have a service where I'll connect you with someone who wants to give away their timeshare, and the timeshare is paid off. My service cost for that service is way less than what you would pay for a timeshare at the resort, and I mean way less. But anyway, if you do it that way, if you kind of follow the steps, then you can go ahead and you can pair with the exchange company, get the getaway weeks, and then you can flip the getaway weeks. So now you have a timeshare that's paid off. You don't have a monthly mortgage on it, especially if you have a biannual contract. That's a win-win. Think about it. You have a biannual where you pay the maintenance fees every other year, or even a triannual. There's not that many triannual timeshares anymore, but let's say if you get one that's an older deed, you get one from somebody who's giving away their timeshare and they've had it for a while and they have a triannual. So you pay the maintenance fees once every 3 years. Let's say if the maintenance fees are like $1,200, but you pay that once every 3 years. You pair up with the proper exchange company so that you could get the getaway weeks. The getaway weeks, you'll have access to that every year, even if you have a biannual or a triannual contract. So there's little methods that I could teach you, or that I help you if you become a client of mine, where you can really kind of turn this thing into an investment. And then now you're able to flip the getaway weeks, and then you yourself will get good travel. Your family will get good travel. But when you're renting, you could write off the maintenance fees that you pay every year or every other year or every 3 years if you have a triennial. You can actually write that off. You can write off our service costs, because certain statuses will change once you start renting out your timeshare. But yeah, so going back to the beginning of the video, if you want a one word script to put into any timeshare presentation, if they guarantee you that it's going to be 90 minutes, then start your timer when the presentation starts. And at the 90-minute mark, you need to say the word time. Now, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to come to you and try to, hey, well, I have more to tell you. And keep in mind, these are salesmen and saleswomen. They're going to be aggressive, but just say time. I want my gift. I want my food. Or you know what? If you're not going to adhere to that, let me out of here. Time. But that's a one-word script for you to get out of any timeshare presentation. I hope that this video brought you valuable content. And if it did, I would appreciate it if you threw that thumbs up at me. If you have any questions, send a text to me. You'll see that the number for timeshare renters is 833-5-RENTER, but my direct line is 407-964-5184. 407-964-5184. Pop a text over to me, and you and I can actually schedule for a phone call. You can email me as well. What I don't like about my email, sometimes when if you don't have my email saved, and if I respond, it might go to your junk. But my email is Chris, CHRIS, at timesharerenters.com. So if you email me, make sure to save my email. Let your system know that I'm not junk. But again, if you pop a text over to me, I will respond as promptly as possible because I may be in a meeting or whatever, but I will respond to you as promptly as possible. And you and I can actually schedule to speak. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, take care, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.